Welcome to Core Concepts from Dent Gaming. Let's see this build. Hey everybody, welcome back to Core Concepts. I got another build for you. Let's go ahead and dig into it. This is Icarus, and I am not going to be the guy that actually walks you through this. The guy that walks you through this, his name is Zane, and he is the actual builder of this. The reason why I've got him talking on this is because he built this build, and I built the previous build, War Crime, which came out today, specifically to beat this build, and he's going to walk us through his build and why it beats mine almost every time they fight. Zane, go ahead and say hi to everybody.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here.
All right, wonderful. And let's go ahead and start off with the Ludlow all the way down to Pulse Armor. The reason why you put it on there, maybe how you like to use said part and whatnot. And then we'll go into some questions, and then you guys will get to witness Zane beating up on me. All right, let's go ahead and dig into it. Take it away, Zane.
Sure, so if we're starting off with the Ludlow, it's actually quite simple. The recoil is best in its class. The ideal range of the effective range complements the Rensetsu for its playstyle. So originally with the Ludlow, it's to keep the pressure on stagger if they're in close range, and it allows me to kind of dip in and out. Especially with the Rensetsu, which we'll get here later, it kind of covers a weakness that Icarus can have sometimes with different opponents, especially tetrapods. Even though its ideal and effective range is somewhere in the 120s to 250s, it is covered up by the Rensetsu, which is what I'm going to be talking about here now, which builds stagger at a longer range, where the Ludlow just applies that constant fire over and over again. The Rensetsu is able to just get that direct hits on it with decently low recoil, but can still build that stagger somewhat effectively. So it's mainly just to cover the bases with a little bit of a mid to short range concept, while still being able to apply that pressure. We're going to skip the earshot here in a second and go to the Duo 2s. This is where Icarus kind of just shines a little bit with just constant spamming of the missiles while the Rensetsu and or the Ludlow is reloading. So the Ludlow is just constantly going, it's always firing at the enemy. The Rensetsu is just being pinged every quarter second, half second towards my target, and then the duos just apply that pressure on the sides. Now you may be wondering why I'm not doing the direct missiles, why I'm doing the split ones. It's to kind of get around shields and provide just a little bit more maneuverability around the environment. So if they're around a post, if they are above me, below me, or if they're just being a little bit more agile, it can kind of just catch them off guard a little bit more. Now, the one thing that was recently changed was we changed from the songbirds to the earshot. Originally, I thought the songbirds would be good because it fires the two shots. And so if I miss the first one, I can get the second one. But with the earshot, it is just a single grenade launcher, but it punishes so much better. I only really use this in two instances: if I'm being chased and I need to kind of get them out of the way to dodge, or as a punishing tool. I use the earshot mainly to kind of get them out of my hair, to apply pressure, and to just get the job done. So all of these are doing different things. So it's not really a melee build. It's not necessarily a heavy hitter like some other builds, which are memed upon, but this kind of covers all the bases of Icarus's playstyle, which we'll be getting to here in a few moments.
All right, cool. So that walks us through the guns. What's your primary battle strategy? Like, what does someone expect to see whenever you are fighting with this AC?
Icarus is a very 3D player. He's not necessarily a tank which stays on the ground, or a tetrapod that stays in the air and just rains hell from above. He is all over the battlefield, zooming in and out, and just generally being a menace. So I generally like to do a hit and run style, to where I will go in, punish with the Rensetsu, Ludlow. Once you are staggered, I hit you with the earshots. I constantly spam you with missiles, and I try to keep a medium to long range away from you in case I need to either reposition or reload. So I'm never stationary in one place. If I am stationary, I'm out of energy, and that's where Icarus is most weakest, due to his stability and recovery not being the strongest. So if you're facing him, look up. I tend to try and stay above them as long as I can with the generators. Expect a lot of quick boosting, which we'll get to here shortly with the Alulas, but a very hit and run tactic style of AC.
All right, let's go ahead and walk through the frame. So it looks like you're running the Shade Eye. Let's start it off with that.
Yeah, so the Shade Eye is great because I'm trying to go for a balanced build of stability, system recovery, and defenses. Icarus is a little bit of a glass cannon. Even though he's at 8620 AP and his defenses are all above 1000, he isn't meant to be hit that much. So I want to have something that can still target, that still has good target tracking. And so I want to make sure that even though I am boosting around, I can still hit them at medium range. But the Shade Eye is just the best at that purpose. I was looking earlier when Icarus was being built to use the VP44S, but even though it does have better AP, it has less stability, it does have better recovery, but it has worse kinetic and explosive defense. So it was a little bit of a trade-off to where I gain a little bit defenses, I lose a little bit of AP, but the stability is buffed in that case.
Makes sense.
And then if we're going to the core, arms, and legs, they're all Noctihires. I'm very much a fan of the quick and fast play style. So these are just doing well with making sure that the core itself isn't too heavy, that it has a good ability to have your generator supply adjustment. The generator output is a little low, but because it doesn't use energy weapons, I don't necessarily have to worry about that. This is where this AC kind of struggles a little bit because its defenses are low, but it doesn't matter if you need defenses if you don't get hit. The arms are good for tracking, so their firearm specialization is top notch. So that's where the two guns shine in that regard. The recoil control is a little low, as well as the arms load limit, so I can't carry heavy guns. And the melee specialization is only 95, so I'm not trying to melee anyone with it. But again, if I'm keeping my distance and I'm trying to avoid being close, I don't have to worry about that at all. And then finally, the Noctihire legs. For the longest time, I thought they were reverse joints. They are not. They are bipedals. So you don't necessarily have that kicking motion that you have with certain reverse joint legs, which adds a little bit of a quicker reaction time to how I like to play this AC. But it still has the jump distance and the jump height that some RJs may have, but you don't have those debuffs that I see. And the weight's still relatively light. The entire frame complements with the booster, which we'll be hitting here in a second, to where it specializes in boost speed, the quick boost speed, and the quick boost reload time.
Yep. Okay.
So if we want to continue with the inner parts, I have the Alula boosters. Even though Armored Core has had a couple patches recently to where they try to buff and nerf some boosters, I've always had success with the Alulas. Their thrust is just amazing when it comes. It's really high on the stats. It's 6668. It doesn't have much upward thrust, but I don't have to worry about that because of the Noctihire legs. And I value the quick boost more than just the specific thrust. I try to do assault boost every now and again, but because Icarus is so fast, I don't have to worry about it. The Alulas also have a short quick boost reload time at 0.35 seconds, so I can do it pretty quickly in case there's either like a onslaught of fire, if I just need a backup from like a coral attack, whatever it may be. And the EN consumption on the Alulas is low. It does have a high melee attack thrust, but I don't need to worry about that. And then the afterburner thrust is still pretty high, so if I'm assault boosting, I can still catch up to a target unless there's like 3 ACs that are just faster. It just depends on the style that it is. I mainly use it more as a quick boost rather than an assault boost, and the thrust is still pretty strong. And then with the generator, let's start with the FCS first before we go to the generator. The FCS has, I use the Talbot, which plays into my style pretty well, of close range assist being pretty high, the medium range assist being a little bit lower, so 65 and 57 respectively, and the long range assist being sacrificed, but I don't really play long range. I'm not carrying a sniper rifle, I'm not carrying like a big like laser cannon, for example. The missile lock correction is high at 103. Not the highest it could been, but it's mainly to just make sure that my missiles on my left back can hit their target and keep up with the pressure, because it's keeping up that stagger. But I don't use multi-lock as much, so we don't have to worry about that because I don't have to worry about the campaign, which is fantastic. Finally, we're gonna go on to the VP20C generator. We started off using this as a coral generator with the idea that Icarus can always be in the air, right? He can stay up there. If he gets high enough above his target, he can kind of just coast on down. It could reload and then go up there. And I believe we were looking originally at the Aurora generator, the IACO1G.
The A order. Yeah, I've actually got it pulled up
Yes.
on screen right now, and I'm trusting comparing it for the viewers.
So
But
originally we thought that it would be a good idea, but the recharge is low. The supply recovery, the EN recharge is lower for the Aurora. The supply recovery is low, but the post recovery is nearly double. So we were thinking once it's out, we can get it back up. However, the recharge delay goes from 0.93 seconds to 3.82. And for the longest time, those seconds would be crucial in like dodging out of the way or trying to get to attack. So even though I had a higher pool to work with, it just wasn't viable enough to get out of a bad situation quickly. So we're still sticking with the BP20C, and other generators specialize in some things, but either they're too heavy, the quick boost reload time is high, or the EN output is just too low to necessarily do what I needed to do. And then finally, we chose Pulse Armor. Icarus is squishy compared to like a tank or a bipedal or a tetrapod. So it was just better to, I see a big attack coming, I can just Pulse Armor it. I have flirted a little bit with Terminal Armor, but at that case, I'm never close enough to a fight where Terminal Armor is useful that I can't block a bigger attack with Pulse Armor. I can use Pulse Armor whenever I want to kind of change the tempo, either when it's against me or for me. If I'm pushing enemy AC, I can use it to where if they're trying to do a big attack, I can just eat it no problem. If I'm trying to run away and they're launching a big missile amount of energy, I can Pulse Armor that instead of just waiting for Terminal Armor and only lasting 5 seconds. 10 seconds is a lot of time. I can do a lot with that. Or it can just eat up the 3,300 damage and get out of a bad situation quickly.
nice.
And because it's Icarus, I tried to keep it a little blue because blue is cool and I like the color black. So yeah, I picked my poison with that.
I picked my poison with that one. All right,
Yeah.
so this, as I explained in the previous video, I said this was like actually kind of a group project. So so how many different iterations of this AC would you say that you've built?
Way too many. So if we want the full history,
Yeah,
which is going to be a little
let's
bit.
go. Full history. Let's
All
go.
right. So this guy got me into the game. Terrible decision. It all ended from there. We actually started off with the Wii series. So
Yeah,
we
we
started
did.
off with 3 different iterations. We flying, we tanking, and we grounding. It's fairly simple to understand what they do. And I was just trying out different play styles. One would be more of like a tank build. One would be like your standard bipedal build, which standard being just good at everything, master of none, and then flying being a kind of like a glass cannon flying build. I liked the flying concept a lot. It came more intuitively to me, and so we flying came into existence. Now there are a couple things that we took from Wii Flying. I did like the missile system, just being able to punish all the time. I did like using rifles to kind of keep them at like a close to medium range to apply the pressure, but I like the speed that it had as well. So we went through many different iterations of flying to get it up to snuff. Again, it originally had the songbirds instead of the earshot, which worked for a good while, but not long enough, I would say. Then we went to, I'm trying to see what the build is specifically. But some guns changed, some generators changed. The boosters generally stayed the same, but the goal was to have a somewhat defensive AC that still had the damage output and the punishing power necessary to still stagger those big targets.
So you went with like the best defense is a good offense.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's nothing that brings me more giddy than someone that's firing a big laser cannon and I could just dodge it while it's still flying in the air.
Yeah. That's a good time.
Icarus is still a little jittery when it comes to things, but that's probably more due to the skill of the pilot than rather his abilities. But I try to just always keep the pressure on, and so I kind of go head first into things and then dodge to solve my problems, not just take them.
Yeah.
So it mainly just depends on what I'm trying to do with it.
All right, cool, man. So next question: when did you really start to feel like the build was like coming together? Like when did it just like click?
I'm currently, I think, right before A. I probably felt it come together, climbing up through my B ranks. Because then at that point, you start to learn a lot about spacing and how an AC needs to be spaced properly for effectiveness of your weapons and dodging the other opponents.
My
So
word, it sounds like you had a coach.
that's crazy. I wonder who he might be.
Who could have
Um,
coached you during ranked? Hmm.
Yeah. But that's when I really saw him shine was each gun, each platform was tested and utilized a little bit to figure out what was successful and what didn't work. So the songbirds, for example, we realized that it kept my AC stationary for too long when that fired. And they can once they get hit with the first one, the opponent could still dodge the second one, for example. And so we're like, okay, so I need a punishing tool because these are all just slow tick weapons, but I can't just go up and shoot them without getting punished in return if they have a quick attitude recovery. So that's when we changed from the songbirds to the earshot. Um, the guns are still a little bit in contention, both the Ludlow and the Red Setsu. The jury is still out whether those are the best guns because the Red Setsu you can charge up and fire the 3 shots. But sometimes when that's misplayed, I'm still stationary in place, and then an AC just blasts me with whatever they may have. So we're still trying to figure out what guns are necessarily best for this, but I feel like the Ludlow and Setsu are good for trying to cover that short to medium range, especially when I figure out what the spacing needs to be. And the missiles I think are just generally good. So kind of combining all of that, either attacking or defending that in and out style that Icarus likes to play with so much, everything kind of complements that together. There is no specific you hold a charge and you just fire everything at once and then you're a sitting duck for 5 minutes, or you're charging like a laser, for example. But it's able to solve most situations with ease. Of course, there's always going to be fringe cases where like a tetrapod is just flying above me. He's permanently up there. He's just raining bazookas on me. I can't really do about that because of the energy.
Yeah, brutal.
Um, it's tough.
It's brutal.
But in most cases, I can usually skirt around bigger targets and outrun smaller targets to keep up with the DPS that's available out there.
All right, cool. So, how many hours total do you think you have into this build?
Well, I want to see how many hours I have in the game because that would be a better point to go off of. If I have, let's say, 132 hours in this game, I probably have easily 90 hours into Icarus, in all of its iterations, right? So starting off from we flying to like Icarus like 1.0, 1.5. I think at one point we're at like 1.20. So there's been at least 20 different iterations of Icarus out there. Whether it's we're changing the ace, we're changing FCS, we're changing a booster, generator, the frame, the units, the arm units.
Cool.
All of those probably went into like 90 hours of like experimentation, theory crafting, a little bit of just playing around because I played this through the entire campaign, and it does pretty well, besides like 2 bosses. But beyond that, it has been easily 90 hours of theory crafting and just making sure that I feel comfortable in the AC with its movements and its mechanics.
Yeah, because it's not all about statistics. It's about like your style as a pilot, and it's about that totally checks out, man. That's
exactly
great answer.
And like I do have other builds which we kind of play around with sometimes, but I always do worse with them because I'm unfamiliar with them, but it doesn't necessarily fit my play style. So instead of me trying to change my play style for the AC I have, I would rather build the AC that fits my style of gameplay and then just build others to experiment and see how they react. There's a couple of them that are just kind of funny, and there's a few that are just like, we're going to try out this part or this part or this part. without changing the base build, just to kind of see how it reacts.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, cool. So I got one last question. I had a bunch of questions, but I'm actually gonna just go to this question because I actually really would like to hear the answer to this question. So like, what is one thing you wish could be better on your build and why?
I would probably say probably one or two things. Um, Either the attitude stability / recovery, or just the defenses. My first thought would probably be the attitude recovery. It is a small build. It is a
Yeah,
is a
recovery
sleek
or
build.
stability? Because recovery
I would
is
I would say recovery personally.
okay.
Um, because I would say when I get staggered, it is so hard. I'm a sitting duck, right? And so if I were to increase the stability, the parts would slow me down, and I could usually dodge most of the stuff fine. Now, if I'm building stability, if I'm getting staggered more frequently, I'm just being outclassed, so I need to change up my strategy. But when I am staggered and I can't do anything for, I think this one's about a second, that's where it doesn't matter what I can do because its defenses are not that great compared to other ACs. I just get deleted. And so the more time I have to like get out of the way of a missile, of a bazooka, of bullets flying to me, the better off I think Icarus can be, which is why I emphasize so much in the boost speed, the quick boost speed, the consumption, the reload time, is to prevent that from happening or from getting out. So everything else is just a pilot issue or maybe like an AC issue. But the less I can stay, just the less I'm stunned, the better off I can figure out what needs to be done next and how to best counteract what's getting me stunned.
Cool. All right. So last question before we get into actually fighting each other. I just want to know what. Let's see here. Does the build have any hidden quirks that make it better than it should be, in your opinion?
I I would probably say, weirdly enough, the stability and recovery. Even though I just complained about it, there'll be some times where I'm running away or repositioning, for example, and because I'm able to just dodge the attacks, I am able to get that stability down a little bit. So the stability has like three colors. You have like the yellow, orange, and then when it's fully red, you're staggered. I can hover around that orange area for quite a long time if I can get my quick boosts. And so if I play that right, I can come out successful in the stagger battle. And who knows? Maybe it could just be like the quick boosts because I just thrive off of it so much that it's just good. But I think if it's not obvious, I can probably keep my stability below stagger a majority of the time, and that can surprise some people.
All right, man. So we are here in the nest. We are getting ready for the main event here. Warcrime versus Icarus. Anything,
Oh, it's Warcrime. Okay,
it is Warcrime. That's not true. You have beaten Warcrime. Warcrime has on the books a win or 2 against Icarus, but also Icarus has a win or 19 against Warcrime. So let's go ahead and dig into it. Let's have some fun.
Oh man, I'm B3. That's new. He does have a build. His name's Barbie Girl. That is the bane of my existence. I cannot beat Barbie Girl because its stability is so high, and I just complain about it every single time.
Barbie Girl's an absolute beast.
Oh.
She's an atrocity.
So I know.
All right, man. Yeah, good times. Thanks for answering those questions, man. That was just burning questions on the Icarus build. I actually I'm having a little heart palpitation here. I'm getting nervous because I literally built Warcrime to beat Icarus, and the last time they fought, I lost.
Well, now you're putting the expectation on me. I haven't played this game in months.
There's an expectation. You got this, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Full faith, full faith.
Full faith, full faith.
They're very similar. They use the same core, same arms. They're very similar monsters.
But I think it just depends on the stagger war.
Yeah, it really does. I think you might be right.
So here, I'm often just trying to track and do a little bit of a rodeo style, just going up and down, trying to keep my target anywhere from the 150s to the 200 range, just because I can apply my Rinsetsu a little bit more, and apply the Ludlows as well.
Oh, beat me! Oh, I got it
off.
I did. Oh, you got yours though, so it's good.
Yep.
Yeah, so the stagger race is brutal. You're actually winning. You got a huge AP lead.
And see, right now I'm able to keep my
that distance.
my range a little bit back.
That's your good right there. And you're also baiting me with that freaking that grenade launcher right there. Ayo. Boom. There it is.
So,
Round one.
Another thing that I forgot about, thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
This grenade launcher is very good for something called backboard. So
Backboard.
if he's stuck against the wall, even if I miss, the splash radius is so big.
That's also another benefit of being able to get into the air rapidly with the Noctrihires. Is just that backboard move, man, is brutal. Ooh! Oh, the stagger actually saved me.
Even though I missed, I still applied that pressure on when necessary. I shouldn't have done that.
I'm reloading.
But
I am reloading. Woo! I just gotta get you 2 stagger. If I get you 2 stagger, I can brutalize you. I just can't get you there. You're playing a very good distance game. I was really surprised when you said recover. Nice backboard.
Yep.
Nice backboard. Who taught you that? Who taught you the backboard?
I don't know. Some guy got
Some dude. Yeah, see, so I actually really wanted to put this out there because, like, it's all about, like, finding that AC that, like, or building that AC. That's what I think Armor Core's all about. Building that AC that just fits your fight style. And, yeah, brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Any other opponents you want to go against while we're here?
I feel like Barbie Girl will just be an absolute
Who's on your
slaughter.
hankering?
Do you have any tanks I can kind of emphasize the like just going around a little bit?
Oh, I got a tank.
All right,
I've got a tank.
I know you do.
I've actually I've got a tank in my repertoire that is yours.
You know what? Okay, so what he's probably going to pull out is Stonehenge. And a little bit of backstory behind Stonehenge. If any of you guys have played Ace Combat 4 and 7, there is a place called Stonehenge. It's basically like an anti-asteroid emplacement, and it's really cool. And the purpose of Stonehenge in 4 is to shoot down a asteroid, but then it's used as a huge artillery piece. And in 7, it's like revived because one of the cannons wasn't destroyed to defeat the Arsenal bird. It's really cool.
Oh my god! If you guys haven't played the Ace Combat series, you need to. It's so good.
It's
so
fantastic. But anyway, so Stonehenge is kind of my idealization of that. It has 2 bazookas, and it is disgustingly large. And so the concept of this
as you guys can see,
you get hit, if you get hit by the bazookas, you're being blasted with all 6 lasers at once, and 95 times out of 100, that'll just get them. So it's if you guys like bullet hells, this is what I'm going to be playing for the next 4 to 6 minutes, depending on what happens. It's a tank, right? It's just a big threat, and the bazookas are just constantly firing. But because Icarus is so fast, I can just get out of the way and just keep a good distance out. He can't get close. Nope. But I always got to be on the run because of those lasers and the bazookas. And the bazookas have splash damage.
How did I dodge that?
What's nice about Icarus is that, you know, you can just stand back here. I don't want to play this fight. Get out of there quickly. I can wait the other 15 to 30 seconds. I can just manually aim this. We'll see what happens. If it's still up, it's still up. If I wait like half a second. But he has those cannons charged again. So if I get hit by those cannons, I'm done, so. But because Icarus focuses on those quick boosts, it's not really a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what a fun AC though! I freaking love Stonehenge. We should do a total core breakdown of Stonehenge because he can be.
I would love to do it.
Brutal sometimes.
Stonehenge. So here, as an example, right? I'm gonna let Stonehenge just blast me with one of those lasers. So I'm at full health, half my health.
And that's without stagger too. I'm gonna hit you with a bazooka too, just for fun, and then that too because I'm a jerk.
So that's where Icarus kind of falters. Is if I get so 2 lasers and a bazooka staggers and kills me, 100%. Now, granted, Stonehenge is meant to be a one-punch guy, right? But still, it just kind of shows that it doesn't have the stability and it doesn't have the defenses and AP to kind of tank those heavier attacks, especially with other weapons.
Don't let me get it now. Don't let me get too close.
Yeah, I know.
So these bazookas are actually kind of fun because they actually have proximity detonation as well. So if they're close enough, I think it's like 10 meters, they'll actually explode. So that's another good reason to have a nice, strong, quick boost thrust.
But see, what works well is that
getting over me.
Yeah, Icarus is just above.
Ah, I didn't get it off in time. Trying to shield up. Yeah, brutal. Yeah, so Icarus is just, in my opinion, he's like the epitome of what a lightweight AC should be. It should just be this annoying freaking mosquito, and then all of a sudden, when it gets its opportunity, just this massive conduit for damage. Just this huge, and that earshot edition was perfect. Like it's just
that was something that we were talking about for a while, was what can we do to make this better? And so the earshot was a little bit heavier, but in terms of just pure impact and what it can do as a punish through its other weaponry was just so effective. And I think that really cranked it to another tier that got it to where it's somewhat successful as it is. Once I'm in A and hopefully in S, we'll kind of reconsider. But for now, it's done a pretty good job.
All right, so I am actually going to use this episode to put in a little thing. I've got a new build, and this is going to be a preview for next Core Concepts. This is a build that my buddy Zane has not seen. None of my friends have seen this build, and it's called Pretty Vicious.
Okay.
And the reason she's called Pretty Vicious is because she's pretty vicious. So, first fight against Zane. This is going to be a good time. This is going to be really good at giving me feedback on what she needs and or does not need.
And I'll be able to kind of explain how I see the AC as well within my styles and how I kind of approach these situations, if you feel you would like that.
Yeah, sure, definitely. All commentary is welcome. This is going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Let's see here.
So yeah, he has no idea what to. He's literally never
I have
seen
no
this
clue.
AC.
I have no idea. He'll just kind of throw these in the random of anything. Like, oh, I'm gonna try this new build. I was like, oh.
But yeah, Icarus is awesome because he's just so light and he does everything so well. And that I tried to capture that. Oh, this is the worst map.
Can we just
okay? So if From Software is watching this, please get rid of this for multiplayer. It's the worst. Or at least allow us to be able to get rid of certain maps, but like basically like have like a map log of the ones that we want to play on, because this is just an atrocity.
Yeah, so it looks like this is a missile build, like heavy tracking missile. He has a Ludlow in his arm, but I don't know what his right arm is. Oh, I see. Okay. So this looks to be like an area of denial build that seems to be pretty quick. with 2 homing missiles that just take forever. Yep, I see them. Should have feinted that a little bit more. See, I did that too late, and I'm out of energy.
Aren't we all? Shit. I'm out of energy too.
Now we're chilling, we're chilling.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
It was nice that Icarus can fly. It's crazy. Ah, man.
This is why I hate this map, is because, like, I never use this map. Like, I hate it for everything. It's just bad at everything. Oh, good hit, good hit.
Yeah, so his guns are just pressuring me extremely well at the moment. And I just lose because I got staggered on that case. Interesting. Okay.
Very good. Very good.
So, what gets me with this is one, the map size, and
yeah,
two,
the map size is awful.
His proximity mines. What is that? What is that weapon?
So that is the explosive thrower.
Yeah. Okay. So in this map, it's just getting me close enough to where I can't really use like short range, so it punishes me extremely well.
It's actually good up to almost 200 meters, which is nuts. I've actually had a hit in like 200 meter range, which is absolutely insane. Oh, I think that got me. Oh, yeah, very good, very good.
Let's see if I can not get hurt. Where is he?
I lost you. Yep, I lost you. Oh no, that was bad piloting on my part. Nope. That should have staggered. That should have staggered you.
And see, that's one of Icarus's. I think I die here.
Nah, you don't. Where'd you go?
I
die here. I die here. Yep. Ah, there it is.
Yep. I got extremely unlucky with that.
Dude, I think we got unlucky with the map. I think if we'd be on flat land, it'd have been fine. Like, this just would have been a bout of the fast beasts, but...
This really emphasizes spacing, though.
Yes,
just as like a pilot concept as well.
Ooh, very good backboard. I was not anticipating that. I wasn't in the air. Oh! Just absolutely destroying her. He figured it out.
Yep.
He figured it out just like that. Which is good. That's good. No. Oh, I couldn't get it off in time.
I couldn't get it off.
I couldn't get it off. I tried. All right, so it's so funny because, like, that's exactly what you should do when you're fighting either in ranked or you're fighting in just with your buddies and they're throwing a new build at you. Feel it out the first one, you know, get to know how they use it. And that's another thing too, is to have a lot of different strategies with the AC in question that maybe if their buddy figured out, you can do another one. See, Pretty Vicious is only good because she's got one strategy, but if she can't do that strategy, or she gets denied, or she gets outclassed in like an aerial fight or whatever it might be, or you make one mistake, that strategy's broken. Mm-hmm. So anyway,
and that's where I think Icarus really shines in some aspects as well, is his build allows him to be adaptive in certain situations. So on the second and third ones, instead of using the earshot as a pure punish, I used it as a somewhat zoning and aggressive tool. So even though I couldn't, like, it got him once he got staggered, I was able to use that to do two things. One, still pelt him with my arms and the missiles, and two, to better reposition myself to where if he's getting a little close and my stagger is built up, I can back up a little bit, still plink him from a distance, but still build that space to where he has to now come to me instead of me trying to run away, because there is a difference of kind of baiting them in versus you escaping. So being able to have that flexibility is something that Icarus just is built to do, which gives me just a better awareness of how the battlefield can be adjusted.
Yeah. All right. One last one, just for fun. We're gonna do Icarus versus Icarus.
All right, yeah.
Just for fun.
Yeah. Sounds like a good time.
And
now,
then,
the last time he did this, it was actually pretty 50-50.
It was, yeah.
So he has a good pilot, and it's a good AC. So I'm excited to see what this can do.
Good times. So I had a lot of fun actually with the Icarus build, because it really truly what you brought Icarus into the fold. Like, you brought him, and then I took a liking to it. I was like, oh, this is a sweet AC, man. I really like it. And then the more I analyze it, the more I'm like, oh, maybe we could tune this or tweak that. And then Matt got in on it, and Matt's like, oh man, yeah, what if you did this? What if you put what if you put a grenade launcher on it? And then that's when the songbirds went on, and we're like, oh man, this thing's getting better and better and better. Just so much fun.
I think there was always like either like a dual missile or a bazooka, but it just didn't apply the pressure we wanted.
Exactly. Oh, I'm playing like shit. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. I'm lost out here, bro. Where am I?
Where are you? You're on a map. Oh, that was good.
Thanks.
And see, just like that.
Oh, no. I didn't get it off in time. Yeah, I did not get that off in time. I don't know. I feel like I got cheated. I feel like I talked too much crap from software, and they're like, I'll show you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
No, but like an effective songbird, or not songbird, earshot, like you just shown, is really, like, if you're in tight spaces or you're in a bad position, is really good defense. Ooh, I wasn't even paying attention.
Sneaky.
And I got fully staggered just off of that.
Got a little sneaky on that one. Nope. Can I backboard? Oh, I can't. Ooh.
So now I need to keep my spacing just a little bit more. Where'd he go? Oh, I hate that so hard.
Oop! Nope! Nope!
But see, that's the thing. So even though there is an earshot coming, Icarus has the ability to just dodge out of the problem, dodge out of the way. Yeah, that was a really good fight.
That was a really. I caught you way off guard. You didn't even see me coming. I'm like, shoot him in the back.
Yeah.
Shoot him in the back.
Yep. I'm surprised it doesn't just stagger. It got me to like just the tip of orange.
Yeah, right.
Or just the red, but not fully.
Yeah, well, your stability is 1500 in here, and I believe the stagger ability of the earshot's like 1490 something. So yeah, you were super close. I can't believe I ate that. I was thinking about statistics.
What's also nice about Icarus and the earshot is you have the ability to kind of just like fake it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so depending on who you play against.
Man, I am lost.
They'll hear the beep beep. They'll waste, or you'd be like me, you waste it. But depending on how you play those cards, I was half expecting you to use those there. Good, good, good.
Ah! No, daddy, no! No, daddy, no!
I do not like.
I lost you. I lost you so hard.
Where'd he go?
Where'd you go? I lost.
hear you.
Oh, jeez. I see you. Yikes. Dude, I'm lost out here. This is not my best piloting, that's for sure. No. No.
No, that's game. That's so game.
Woo!
That's why I don't like the Ransetsus, because I stay staggered.
Oh, yeah, I actually hit you with a
really well done.
I hit you with a charged shot with the Rensetsu. It was a total accident, but it worked out in my favor.
That was good. Well done.
So if you guys don't have friends that actually play your builds against you, so it actually helps you understand your build a lot more. I feel like you learn a lot. But anyway, Zane, it's been so much fun. Thanks so much for participating and letting me put your build out there.
Of course.
I am going to, just like any other core concepts, I'm going to give the share ID. So yeah, let's go ahead and get that share ID. I'll do it from, I think I can do it from mine, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so I'll just like load this. Okay, actually, I think I can just do, yeah, share info right here. Boom. So share ID going to be 6AFN33QRBKYC, and obviously the creator ID on there is going to be Zane or Zakes here. So I really had a lot of fun using this big giant robot to blow stuff up. I hope, Zane, did you have fun too?
You know, I guess.
Dude, big giant robots blowing stuff up's the best. All right, join me next episode where I bring out Pretty Vicious. Thank you, and goodbye.